Hey, everybody, welcome. My name is Peter, and this is Aruba Vibes. So, before we start this episode, let me just explain to you what the premise of this program is going to be. There are plenty of sites on YouTube, on Facebook, telling you all the best places to go, all the tourist spots, what cruises you should take, what tours you should take. But what you don't see a lot of is people talking to the locals. So what we're trying to do here is introducing you, the American tourist, or whatever nation you are visiting Aruba from, to get to know the local proprietors of different businesses so that when you go there as a tourist and you visit these locations, you'll feel a sense of familiarity, you'll know those stories, and I think it'll help you engage better with the business and these individuals if you happen to run into them. So without further ado, let's begin. Today's guest is very special guest who is the proprietor of Pofferdorie in Palm Beach. Let us welcome Premal. Welcome, Premal.
Thank you. Good morning. How are you today?
I'm very good. I'm very good. So why don't we start off by you do run the food truck, Pofferdorie, which is located in Palm Beach, next to Papalone, which is across the street from the Hilton Aruba.
Right.
Why don't we talk about, or I'll let you talk about the history of the food truck and what was its conception and how it came to be.
Okay. First of all, thank you for having me, Peter. Let's see. Around almost 8 years ago, we started. No, 8 years ago. No, 6 years ago, we took over the existing business, the existing truck from a Dutch person. He left for Holland and he put up the truck for sale, and that's when I took it over. So the name was already there, the recipes were already there, but then I basically did some changes, changed up the menu, added some new toppings, and we were initially only doing events with this truck, just like the previous owner. So we would go from one place to the other, and it was great because we did poffertjes, which are the mini Dutch pancakes, but besides that, we also did the Dutch fries. Dutch fries are thick fries, like what you know as steak fries, and they're served in a pointy bag. It's called puntzak in Dutch paper, and then we serve it with homemade peanut sauce, mayonnaise, which we call friet sauce, which is pretty similar to mayonnaise. Chopped onions, curry ketchup, you name it. It's super yummy. We did events for a few years until COVID hit. And when that happened, obviously all the events were stopped. Everything was canceled. So we were at home. We brought the truck back home until a few months into the COVID time. Thankfully, our lockdown in Aruba didn't take that long. So we were lucky enough to, open up again, but with restrictions and curfews. And we were approached by this amazing person, our landlords, and they offered us an opportunity to put the truck at their mall. It's called the Village Mall. It was a little space right across from the Hilton Hotel by the side of the road, and that was just for us to. He wanted to help the local economy to get busy again, to start generating some income, because as you all know, Aruba is based on, we rely on the US, well, mainly US tourism. So with that said, we did that for a while, which was great. Slowly but slowly, we're able to open up, later and later and later, and now we're open till 11 o'clock, which was great. Only thing is now that we have moved the truck from the original locations to the last 6 months to another location, which is still in that same area, but now we're on the inside of the mall. COVID for us has definitely been challenging for us, but it's also been a blessing because we were now not only doing events, but we were actually catering to our customers on a daily basis. And this opened up a lot of doors for us and for me, And as for the business, we were able to cater to our American tourists because our tourists didn't really know much about poffertjes. There are a few places here and there that do sell it, but not the way we do it. We give it a different twist to it. We are a food truck. We serve it hot. We make it in front of them. They actually get to see how it's prepared and what toppings we put on them. And it's a whole different experience. It's not only that it tastes good, but it's the whole package. It's the whole experience, seeing how it's done, and just by looking at it, people are like, "But what is this?" And what better way for people to learn about this by actually trying a sample, a free sample, and then actually also seeing how it's being prepared. Um, so that's definitely been amazing for our business. It's definitely taken our business to a whole new level. And of course, we've got customers, tourists that are also gluten free. So then we also cater to their needs. And some don't want this or some don't want that. So we're flexible. We can modify everything we want to their needs. And it's been such a blessing being able to cater to the tourists, and especially the American tourists, because they love it. They love it. They're hooked. They love it, and they're always coming back. I have repeat customers that come back every time, over and over again, and it's just been amazing. I cannot complain. I'm so grateful and so thankful for this opportunity, and the feedback that I get from my guests is just amazing. And this is how I got to know you, Peter, through this, and this is how we became friends, right? Through Puffertjes. It's amazing.
Yeah, I agree, Premal. They are amazing. Just for the people who don't know, from what you make, can you compare that to what the traditional Dutch pancakes are? Because I think sometimes when people hear Dutch pancakes to what you are serving, it gets a little confusing.
Yeah. So pancakes in Holland are thin. They're large, so bigger than what you know back home. It's a pretty big pancake. It's like a size of a pizza, you could say, and it's very thin. It's pretty similar to a crepe. And then you can dress it as the way you want it, or sometimes it comes with already cheese and bacon and onions inside it. So it's flat. But what we make is it's it's in between the American pancakes, which are the fluffy ones, and the Dutch ones, which are the thin ones. So this is right in between. So they do puff up. That's why it's called poffertjes. Poffertje means puffy in Dutch. So when something puffs up, they say it like a popcorn puffs up, right? Or a pop. And in Dutch you say it puffed. So poffertjes. So little mini puffs, and where the name came from. So the poffertjes are then baked. I've been they've been compared. I've heard so many comparisons from customers throughout the years. Profiteroles. There's one evil, even skeeble, whatever evil skeeble. I don't know how I say it. It's like a German donut kind of thing, but it's deep fried. And then you have the other one also. I forgot the name. It's another comparison. Uh, in the U.S., they sell it. It's pretty much like a donut, and then they deep fry it. It's like a dough, deep fried dough, and then they put sugar and lots of other glazes on top. Pretty similar to dough. But this is not fried. This is just a much healthier version. It's basically baked in front of you, and it's also done on a copper plate, which is much healthier. And we only use clarified butter, which is also known as ghee, what we use in India, ghee. So that gives it the nice golden color, and it gives it a nice flavor to it as well. Yeah.
So, Premal, you and I have been talking, and you've been saying since you did make the move where you are now next to Papilone's, um, that people are still sometimes are having a hard time finding you.
Yes.
And what we're going to do is you'll see that we're going to attach a map where they can actually find you now for those who are looking for you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like everything else, because when I was there just last week, and we were at the truck.
Yeah.
Sitting there just waiting, and people just turn the corner. As you
Yeah.
come down that walkway, which
Yeah.
if you haven't been to Aruba in the last, if it's been longer than a year since you've been here, they've actually in that walkway they put a Fat Tuesdays there now.
Yes. Yes.
It used to be all the little like
Little
vendors used to be
house. Yeah.
there,
Yeah.
and they used to sell things. There's an actual Fat Tuesdays there.
Yeah.
You just have to walk past them when you're in front of Papillon. Just
Yeah.
look to the left,
Yeah.
and you're right there.
Yeah.
But it's funny because I was sitting there just waiting
Yeah.
because you're situated right next to this souvenir shop.
Right.
So, folks, if you go and you order at the truck, it's gonna, and if there's a little line, just put your order in, and then just, if you want, pop yourself in the souvenir shop, and then, wait a few minutes, and your food's gonna be ready.
Yeah.
But it's nice to see people who turned the corner and they didn't realize you were there.
Yes.
Be
Yeah.
like, oh my God, like,
Right.
oh, like we've been looking for you,
Yes.
you
Yes.
know?
Yes.
Um, but let's also talk about, even though you're still the proprietor, you're not at the truck like you used to be in the past. So you have a young gentleman there now,
Yes.
who
I do.
goes by the name of Reckless.
Yeah. Or
Okay,
big reckless, whichever. But
Big Reckless, is that what he prefers?
big
But
reckless.
why don't you tell everybody what his real name is?
So his real name. Oh my God, he's got such a long name, but I only remember the first name and his last name.
Yeah.
Ahmir.
Uh huh.
Ahmir Versprecht.
Achmir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
if you go up to him, if you see this and you go
Yeah.
up to him and be like, "Hey, Reckless, I know who you are,"
Yes. Yeah.
he'll
Yeah.
he has the biggest smile in the world.
He does. He's been such a blessing, such
Yeah.
an asset to our business, and he's such a wonderful person. And his energy is just contagious.
It is absolutely.
His smile, his energy. Everybody loves him. Everybody loves him,
Yeah.
and it's a great combination. Everybody loves Poffertjes,
Definitely.
and everybody loves him. So
Yeah.
can't go wrong with that.
Yeah. Going back to the truck, your daughter actually created one of the sauces,
That's correct.
and
Yeah.
it's called Kira Special Sauce.
Kira's secret sauce.
Oh, secret sauce. I
Yeah.
apologize. I
Yeah.
apologize to Kira because if she sees this, she's gonna hunt me down. Um, but why don't you tell the folks what that is, what that consists of?
Okay, so Kira started this sauce 3 years ago when she was 9. Actually,
Hmm.
almost 4 years ago now. She just turned 13. And it's a salted caramel, but homemade.
Hmm.
And she had seen a recipe once a while ago because she bakes. She loves baking. She does
Hmm.
cakes, even takes birthday cakes orders and all of that. She loves baking, and she actually modified the sauce until she found the right flavor and the
Yeah.
right taste, the right consistency, and she's been doing it since ever since then.
Yeah.
So the what I see is that our customers love the story behind it, and it makes it
Yeah.
so personal, right? And they're like, okay, so who's Kira? They would think that I'm Kira, or when my works, they're like, "Are you Kira?" And they're like, "No, Kira is the owner's daughter." And I tell them
Right.
the story. And my other daughter, she's the youngest one. She's now 9. She felt a bit left out, and she said, "Okay, I'm going to come up with the sauce as well, with the dressing as well." So she did that 2 years
Hmm.
ago. She called it a lemon drop. She gave it a name and everything. It's powdered sugar with lemon and some other stuff she puts in there. Pretty good. And the response was really great as
Hmm.
well. But she's just not consistent. So as long as you're not consistent and you're not going to be able to, keep up, you're not gonna be on the menu. You're not gonna make
Yeah.
it to the menu. That's what we
Yeah.
told her. So let's see what happens. Maybe who knows this year
No.
she might make it more
You
often.
know.
It'll come on.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which would be great. And I know, you asked me last week when I was at the truck. We got the I think it was the bourbon apple pie. Is that what it is?
Yes, the
And I
sweet.
know, your husband likes to take the
Yes,
credit for this.
yes, because it was his invention. He's the one who came.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, he came with that. The bourbon apple pie. He also came up with another one called the. You see, I haven't worked so long in the truck. This is so bad. What is it called? The one with the lemon and the granulated sugar on top.
Oh,
Um,
I don't have a list of the menu here, but
no, but I. Oh wait, I do. Ta-da! Let's see. It's called the Winston Churchill.
So what's yeah,
The
so yeah, because
Win-
that's I had that because that's the one he asked me if I had it
yes,
because he only asked me if I ate the ones that he
that he
created. If
exactly. Yeah, the Bourbon Street apple pie. That's what he called
yeah,
it.
that's what it is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and the Winston.
it is absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
And like I told you when we were down there, we went down for my wife's birthday, but one of her
yeah,
best friends, it
yeah,
was her birthday as well.
yeah.
She didn't know we were going, and we
Right.
surprised them there. And they've never been. She's been coming to the islands for 30 years since she was a
Yeah,
teenager,
yeah.
and she's never even knew about the truck.
Right, right,
But with that being said, they're the type of people who they go to what they know, and
right.
they're
Yeah,
very consistent with where they go.
yeah,
And they just lost it when they had it. They're like, "This is the most amazing
yeah.
thing,"
Now,
you know.
Peter, I'm sorry to interrupt you, Peter, but you're saying something really important there. There are so many people and
Hmm.
that are not always willing to try something different. They're not
Right.
as adventurous as you would like them to be. So when
Hmm.
we used to be located at the previous location where
Hmm.
we were by the side of the road, there would be
Right.
so much traffic, people walking up and down, and we
Right.
would offer them a sample. We would get their attention just to convince them to just come over, have a bite. It's just little, so
Yep.
tiny. Have a try, and if you don't like it, it's fine. But I can
Yep.
guarantee you that you're gonna love it. And there's nobody ever that said I don't like it. I'm sorry. They might say
Yeah.
I'm full, or they might say I already had my dessert.
Yeah.
They'll come back the next day. And
Yep.
this is what I definitely miss being in that new location is that the people that come there are usually people that know of us,
Hmm.
specifically come there to to look for us and to buy from us.
Right.
And one other thing, and this is why the social media has helped us tremendously. And the guests that our customers that actually know it, new customers, old customers, recommend other customers. And this
Yeah.
is what we are, when I said to you, I'm grateful. And this
Yeah.
is exactly what I mean. And the social media is amazing. The Trip Advisors, you
Yeah.
know, it's just amazing how
Yeah.
they're so loyal. Yeah.
Exactly. And what people need to realize, whether or not you're eating at like Smoky Joe's or Texas de Brazil on that side of Palm Beach, or you're eating at Gianni's
Hmm.
or at Lola's Tacos. I mean, Gianni's is like a 2.5, 3 minute walk.
Hmm.
Lola's, you get up from your table, you turn the corner, you're right there. Smoky Joe's or even like Texas de Brazil down that way, you're
Yeah.
talking like maybe a 6 minute walk. It's not
Correct.
like
Correct.
you just have to know where you're located. It's very
Correct.
accessible, and you know how I feel about your product.
Yes.
If
You.
and I know a couple weeks ago when you were working, I think down in St. Nicholas, you were working one of the fairs. I told you, well, let me get my apron because
Yes.
the minute you said to me
Yes.
Dutch fries, I'm like, you're
Yes.
lucky I'm not there because profits
Yeah.
would you would have lost money that day,
Yeah. Yeah.
and so
True.
I know we talk when we're together we talk a lot about uh the tourists, the Americans that come to Aruba,
Hmm.
um and how um when you look at the numbers as far as tourism, tourism is up higher than post COVID now.
Hmm.
Okay, I think they're up 5% above post COVID. So people are definitely coming to Aruba.
Hmm.
But for those who've this may be their first time they're coming, or they haven't been in a long
Hmm.
time,
Hmm.
what advice would you give those tourists
Hmm.
coming to Aruba
Yeah.
for the first time, or haven't been there for the last 6, 7 years? What advice would you give those tourists?
First of all, I would say great choice to choose Aruba as your
Hmm.
vacation destination. Absolutely. You will not regret it. But it would be nice if you can just read a little bit about it, find out what are the languages that people speak, how big is the island, what do they have here to offer. I mean, it's an island, but it's a Dutch Caribbean island. It's not a
Hmm.
U.S. Virgin Island or a British island. It's a Dutch island. So we speak Dutch on the island, but everybody else speaks also very well English and Spanish. And we have the local language of Papiamento. That's the local language to speak here. And people are very laid back. It's an island. So it's a laid back lifestyle. We definitely, Aruba is definitely one of the most popular destinations because we're very friendly people here and they know about customer service. But do not forget, it's still a small island. So do not expect that same fast service that you're used to back home because this is still an island. So people are still going to be on a chill, relaxed mode. And that this
Hmm.
is what we would want from you also. We would want you to also come here and just relax and unwind and just let go of the busy lifestyle that you lead back
Hmm.
home, right?
Hmm.
And we do have a lot of roundabouts in Aruba. So, you know, just learn a little bit about it. If you're going to rent a car, ask the car rental to explain to you quickly how the roundabout works. And if you're going to just rent a car, if you're going to, I don't know, what do I want to say? Uh, yeah, if you're going to rent a car, that's it basically. So just find out about how the roundabout works because a lot can go wrong if you don't know how it works. That's basically it. I just come and enjoy, and do not forget your sunscreen because one
Yeah.
thing I want to say, one more thing, Peter, if I may.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Uh, I see regularly on the Facebook pages that
Yeah.
people come with um, sunscreens, or they will come with certain products like creams or like bug spray or a certain kind of. This is recently I saw something, but I can't really remember what it was, but it'll come back to me. We have really big supermarkets on the island. We
Hmm.
have a very wide assortment of US products and we have the Dutch products as well. We have even Indian groceries. We have, oh my God, we've got so many different nationalities living on this small island.
Hmm.
We have it all. We do not have a Target. Okay, I know that. But we do have a lot of everything that you're used to back home, all the
Yeah.
products you use are available. And you know that,
Yeah.
Peter. It's all
Of
available.
course. And what people need to realize, I also see a lot of people, like I'll speak specifically to superfoods.
Yes.
Um, a lot of people, who are living or staying, in a Airbnb or their rental properties, their timeshares.
Hmm.
Like I see a lot of people that they want to walk to superfoods. They always ask, how far are superfoods. Superfoods does deliver.
Yes, they
You
do.
have a website, you can actually purchase what you need
Yes.
online, and they'll actually deliver it to you. I don't know
Yes.
how many people know that or not, but it is an option for you.
Yes.
Because yeah, even though Eagle Beach, Palm Beach is developed, there's
Mhm.
not necessarily sidewalks everywhere.
Correct.
And me personally, I'm the guy who I'll rent a car, but
Yeah.
for those who don't want to rent a car, don't want that expense,
Yeah.
just don't go shopping for a week and
Yeah.
then expect to cross this road, because it is a little bit like the old arcade game Frogger,
Yeah.
you know
Yeah.
walking across the roads there,
Yeah. I
you
agree.
know and
Absolutely.
especially like last week or the week before, just so people. And another, I just want to dispel this, I call it a myth, okay, about that it never rains in Aruba.
Right.
you know when I was there, literally, about this was 10 days ago,
Yeah.
when we landed, you know we just missed the rainstorm by maybe 90 minutes. But
Mm-hmm.
the roads do it rains in Aruba.
Mm-hmm.
Lately it's been raining more than typical.
Mm-hmm.
That the roads do flood.
Yes. Yes.
um you know, and you just have to be careful about that.
Yeah.
And there's could be sitting water for a day or two, and
Yeah.
some of these pools of water can be, 2 feet deep. Don't go,
Yeah.
especially if you're walking the streets with like little kids.
Yes.
Just
Yeah.
be vigilant,
Yeah.
because I see people
Yeah.
with their kids walking down the road, and don't let them hop in these little pools of water, because it
Yeah.
could be like 2 feet deep in some
Exactly.
spots,
Yeah.
especially as you're coming up from the airport
Mm-hmm.
into the downtown area there,
Yeah. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know. But yeah, I mean, it's like, and like I said, how I feel about the island. It's it's not the I love the island, but sometimes, the powers that be. I just want people to understand that, remember, it's a foreign country. You're not in the United States.
Yeah.
Abide by local laws. And I've said this to you many times, that I just wish people respected the island a little more. You're not going to Florida. This
Yeah.
is a foreign country. I think
Yeah.
what may work in the US doesn't necessarily
Yeah.
work for an Aruba. And the
Yeah.
funny thing is, um, and it's not like the United States, where you see police all the time. You may not see police your whole
No.
stay.
No. Yeah.
Every once in a while, I know that on Palm Beach, you may see them riding on ATVs up and
Mm-hmm.
down the beach. But if you're staying for 10 days, let's say,
Mm-hmm.
you may see them just once, and
Yes.
that's it.
Absolutely.
You
Yes.
know,
Yes.
um, or when you're sitting on either on Eagle Beach or Palm Beach, the Dutch Navy does patrol the water, so you may see
Yeah.
a naval patrol boat,
Yes.
circling around the beaches.
Correct.
I'm not trying to scare people, but
No. Yeah.
the Dutch military from the Netherlands does come, and
Yeah.
it's a naval base for the Netherlands.
Absolutely. And
You
speaking of
know.
the naval base, is also somewhere where we also have our events on a regular basis. This is the reason why I'm not at the truck anymore like I
Yeah.
used to, because I bought another truck
Right.
that I use for events. So I'm
Yeah.
basically focused more on that end, on the events. And it's so much fun, and there's so much demand for that. And there's so many even our American tourists that come to the island, and they
Hmm.
come here to get married, or they have a birthday
Right.
celebration or an anniversary of and then they want us to be there. So then we go to their house or their rental or to the hotel, and we actually have parties with the
Yeah.
Poffertjes, which is great. It's amazing.
So you actually will like cater like house parties?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Really?
Yeah.
So do you bring the truck and just park it in their
Well,
driveways?
well, it depends. In the past, when I did not have this truck, I would just have a little setup, like
Yeah.
tables, and I have my gas, my stove. Everything is just portable, so
Okay.
it's not complicated at all. But if there is a driveway big enough where the truck can fit, I
Uh-huh.
could do that. Obviously, yes, I could. Yes. So we've done that a couple of times already, and I
That's
actually,
kind of that's kind of neat.
yeah, yeah, it is. It is. It's more accessible, right? So
Yeah,
we can
definitely.
reach everybody and yeah, cater to their
Yeah.
needs. So
I think that's great for a lot of people who do come and do the home rentals, the Airbnbs, and if you're going down for a special occasion,
yeah,
think about
yeah,
this. If you want to surprise your guests, or the person, like,
yeah,
contact Premal, and like all of a
yeah,
sudden, you'll
yeah,
have birthday cakes and,
yeah,
and
yeah,
other delicious things. I think that'd make, listen, if I was living down there full time, that truck would be parked in my driveway
yeah,
24/7. Okay.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
well,
yeah.
listen, Premal, I appreciate you taking the time, sitting with me today. Is there anything else in our closing moments here, that you want to just talk about or promote or anything like that?
No, I just hope that more of our guests would know that we have moved. We are not gone.
Okay.
We just moved to another location, which is actually still in that same
Yeah.
area. And I need to promote that much
Yeah.
better. So
And like I said to you, I'm going to post a map exactly where you are
Yeah.
now.
Hmm.
And if you could, what I'll do is if you can send me a photo of your menu,
Okay. Okay.
we'll post that here as well.
Okay.
And then so when people come up, it's not, I've noticed that people who don't know um, what you're selling, they spent like 4 or 5 minutes looking at the
Yeah.
menu.
Yes.
So I think if they have a better idea of what you're selling, they can just come up here and be like, oh, I know this sign, you
Right.
know.
I have the menus also on my Instagram. I have an
Okay.
Instagram page and a Facebook page as well.
Okay, and
So
you know
they.
what? We'll at the end of this movie, at the end of the show, at the descriptions, we'll
Okay.
list all those.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay,
Yeah.
and
Perfect.
and for whoever visits, go to her Facebook page, go to her Instagram, photograph yourself in
Yes.
front of the truck. Please leave
Yes.
your feedback.
Yes.
Okay, please leave your comments. She is Premal does not get offended very easily. I'll tell you that much.
I don't.
Any criticism, if you have, it's always taken in a constructive way. So
Yes.
just realize that she welcomes all feedback.
Yeah.
Um,
Absolutely.
so well, again, Pramal, thank you so much. So folks, if you're going to Aruba for the first time, if you're going back to Aruba, you need to go to across the street from the Hilton Aruba. There is a Lola's Tacos. Uh, in between the alleyway there is a Fat Tuesdays. Go towards Papalones. Look to the left, and you'll see uh, the food truck right there. It is called Pofferdorie,
It's a
and
way.
I assure you, you will fall in love with what she is serving.
I
So,
agree.
Pramal, thank you for Aruba Vibes. I am Peter. Until our next episode, take care.
Hey, ayo.
Oh, ayo.
Ayo. Ayo.
Ayo.
Yes. Thank you, Peter.
Thank you. Take care, Pramal.
Take care. Bye bye.